Wine presents Jan Murray, starring in Dollar a Second. Hi, folks. I'm Ken Roberts. Jan will be with you in just a moment. First, I'd like you to take a look at these. Can you imagine anything more cheerful or inviting on a cold, crisp winter's night than a tray full of steaming, fragrant Mogan David firesides? I wish you could just taste one. They've got an entirely different, exciting flavor that I think you'll really like. And it's so easy to make Mogan David firesides. You'll find the recipe in the free Mogan David recipe book, along with dozens of other recipes for mixed drinks and all kinds of foods. In fact, the Mogan David recipe book is chock full of ideas on how to make ordinary meals taste a lot better. The Mogan David recipe book is absolutely free. There's nothing to buy, no box tops, and no coupons to tear out. Just send your name and address on a postcard to Mogan David, Chicago 32, Illinois. We'll send your free copy right away. Here's the address again. Mogan David, Chicago 32, Illinois. This offer is good only in states where it is permitted. Now, here is the star of Dollar a Second, Jan Murray.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Good evening once again. Welcome to Dollar a Second. I hope we have some fun here tonight. I don't see why we shouldn't. And without any further ado, let's meet our first contestant. Ken Roberts, who will it be, please?
Well, Jan, our first contestant tonight is somebody that I'm sure you'll enjoy meeting, a housewife from New York, Bernice Sawyer, and here she is.
Well, hello. How are you? Pat? Thank you, Pat. Thank you. How are you? Is that Miss Sawyer or Mrs. Sawyer?
Mrs. Sawyer.
Mrs. Sawyer. Well, very lovely young lady. Do you know the way we play Dollar a Second, Mrs. Sawyer?
Yes,
May I call you
watched.
Bernice?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Well, for the benefit of one or two who may be watching who never saw the show before and what took you so long to watch, I would like to explain Dollar a Second to you. You get $1 for every second you're up here with me. You can quit me anytime you like, Bernice. Anytime at all, you just say Mr. Murray or Jan, please. You can call me Jan. Say, Jan, I would like to quit, and we give you $1 for every second you're up here. See? Quit us whenever you like. However, there's one way, Bernice, in which you can lose all the money you've accumulated. That is by our outside event over which we have no control at all. If that should occur while you're up here, Bernice, then you lose all the money you've accumulated. Now, let's find out what our outside event is for tonight. Tom, ready? What is it, please?
Well, Jan, this is the time of the year when daddies all over the world start setting up electric trains for the kids. We have here tonight a Lionel electric train. Now, it takes our train about 8 seconds to go all the way around the track and come back into the tunnel where it started from. And how many circles of the track it's going to make tonight depends on a number to be chosen by your on-stage contestant.
Okay, Bernice, now, here are envelopes lettered from A to Z. See, now, all of these envelopes have numbers in them specifying the amount of times that train must go around the track. The numbers range anywhere from 1 to 200. Now, you pick your own fate, dear. Okay, Bernice, you just pick an envelope. We'll see what... All right. Tom, ready? It's envelope lettered O.
All right, let me just find O here, if I can, Jan. Let's see, there's Q. Finally, here is O. I'll take a look now and see how many trips we have to make. Well, I've got the number right here, and to help us record the number, we have a very good friend of your on-stage contestants, Mrs. Sawyer's, and she's Miss Marilyn Gutkin. And Miss Gutkin, every time that the train makes a complete circle of the track, please just put a mark up here on our board. And, Jan, if and when we reach this number, I'll let you know, and that'll be our outside event for tonight.
Okay, Bernice, now maybe 1 trip, 2 trips, 100 trips, 40 trips, we don't know. But when it reaches the amount you selected, the number specified in this envelope, we're going to be notified. That's going to be your outside event, and I'm going to put the envelope right here so we can check with it later, okay? Ready to play $1 a second now. Is the Mogan David clock ready, Ken?
Yes, Jan, it's all ready.
Good. At the sound of the cash register, you start making $1 a second. Here we go. Now, Bernice, we're going to start you off with a cute little game, I think. See, I'm going to read a list of questions. Now, you listen closely. See, I'm going to read a list of questions, but you don't answer them as I ask them. Instead, you answer each question one question later. In other words, the first question, supposing the first question I ask is, who's the blonde star of the movie? See? Well, you don't answer, right? You just keep that in your mind, see? Then, if I say to you, what's the name of Roy Rogers' horse, you would say Judy Holliday, because that was the answer to the first question, see? Then if I say, who won Miss America contest last year, you'd say Trigger, because that was the answer to the question before. You got the idea?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, she says. She's getting ready to pay a penalty. All right, now let's go. Don't forget. Don't answer the first one. Keep it in your mind. Now, who plays the part of the barefoot Contessa? Just hold it up there. Answer it the second time. Okay. Who does your husband take out of the closet? I mean, what does your husband take? Ooh. What does your husband take out of the closet when it's raining?
Ava Gardner.
Who is Harry James married to?
An umbrella.
Who's the heavyweight champion of the world?
Betty Grable.
What American grandmother became famous for her paintings?
Rocky Marciano.
Who was the manager of the New York Yankees?
Grandma Moses.
Who became famous for posing on a calendar?
Casey Stengel.
Is that true? All right, what's the name of the greatest show on earth?
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. Who rode through the streets yelling, "The British are coming"?
Barnum and Bailey.
Who's the most famous pianist on television?
Paul Revere.
Who's married to Pa Kettle?
Liberace.
Who's the catcher? Who's the catcher for the New York Yankees?
Markel.
Who did the dance of the Seven Veils in Salome?
Yogi Berra.
Please don't help. What's the name of Roy Rogers' famous horse? 1, 2, 3. Rita Hayworth. Who did the dance of the Seven Veils in Salome? The question before which you're supposed to answer now, and boy, oh boy, you have to pay a penalty, and there we go. All right, dear. Now, you know the way our game goes. As soon as you make a mistake, you have to pay a penalty. And if you pick the unlucky number in our penalty, Bernice, you're out of the game. You can't continue with us any longer. However, we'll still give you $1 for every second you're up here, providing the outside event doesn't come in. Now, in your penalty, we have a real cute one for you, and your husband is going to pay your penalty for you, okay? Let's see where the husband is, please. There's that dog. There is that darling boy. Now, come here, Bernice. I know he looks a little silly back there, but actually, he's about to perform a very important chore. You see, he's a schoolmaster. Your husband is a schoolmaster of a very tough school for boys. The school is called PS 4-1. That's the odds they're laying he doesn't get out of here alive tonight, see? Now, he's about to ring the school bell because it's 5 o'clock and he wants to notify all the little children to come in and get ready for dinner. See? Now, you see these 5 ropes? Well, 4 of these ropes are connected to the bell, the school bell. I want you to pick one of the ropes, hand it to your husband. He'll chime 5 times. He will ring the bell, and you'll be safe. One of these ropes is attached to an air raid siren. If you pick that one, your husband will be making scholastic history. It'll be the first time in the annals of all schooldom, is there such a word? First time in the history of going to school that the children will be present and the teacher will be absent. If you pick the unlucky one, okay? Now, I want you to pick a rope and then get out of harm's way, dear, because we won't know whether your husband is safe or not till after the bell chimes 5 times. See, which rope do you choose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one? Hurry up now. Talk fast. Hurry up. You're getting $1 a second. Number 2, come with me. Just hold on to that, sir. You come with me. Let's get out of the way. Go. Well, he's safe. Come on. Nothing happened. Come on. Here we are. Here we are. He's safe. How long has Bernice been up here?
269 seconds,
well,
Jan.
Bernice, you've got $269. What do you want to do? You want to continue? Don't forget, you're getting $1 for every second you're up here. But that train is going around. You know, if the outside event comes in, you're going to lose all the money. What do you want to do? I don't want to frighten you. What? Make up your mind. Hurry up. Answer. Yes, dear. What?
I'll stay.
You'll stay. All right, good. We have a cute little game for you now, Bernice. Well, it's a little quiz, actually. I'm going to name some animals, and you name their homes. For instance, if I said goldfish, you'd say aquarium or bowl. But you must name the actual place they live and sleep in. Just saying water or forest won't do. Okay? Dog.
House. Doghouse.
A doghouse is good, or a kennel. Horse.
A stable.
Good. Cow.
Barn.
Pig.
A pen.
Bee.
A hive.
Rabbit.
A hutch.
Chicken.
A chicken coop.
Shh. Hold it. You telling this kid she's smarter than the whole gang of us here. I'm worrying she doesn't break the company. You're helping her out. Very good. You're very bright, Bernice. All right. Ants. Shh. Ants.
An anthill.
Right. Lion. One, two.
Den.
Yes. Gopher.
A hole.
Eagle.
A nest.
Doves. 1, 2, 3.
Yes?
Coat. C-O-T-E. All right, pick yourself another number for your husband. I didn't know it if it wasn't written here, I'll tell you the truth. This kid's pretty bright. Pick a number, hurry up. Which one?
4.
Say it out loud.
4.
4. Sir, here. Would you just ring that 5 times? Let's get out of the way. Hey, boy, oh boy! You picked another safe one. How long has Denise been up here?
380 seconds,
Oh, that
Jan.
money is piling up, Denise. You got $380. What do you want to do now, honey? You're getting $1 a second, but don't forget that train is going around. If that should come in while you're here, you know, boy, you're going to lose all the money you've accumulated. What do you say? What do you want to do? You want to continue? You want to quit? Anything you like?
I'll stay.
You'll stay? All right, then let's go ahead. Here we go. Bat. Bat.
Cave.
Cave is good. Mouse. Shh.
Mouse hole.
Hornets.
A hive.
A nest. Hornet's nest. We have 3 numbers left for your husband. 1, 3, and 5. Which one do you pick, Bernice? Which one? Hurry up.
1.
1. All right, try number 1, sir. Ring it slowly. Let's get out of harm's way. I told you the pupils will be present, but he'll be absent. Well, you picked the unlucky number in our penalty, dear, but the outside event hasn't occurred. You can't continue playing with us any longer, but we're going to give you $1 for every second you've been up here. And she was very bright. Wasn't she a bright, wonderful contestant? Just wonderful. And I'm surely glad you won yourself a lot of money, but before we find out how much you did win, let's check with the outside event and let's see how close you came to losing all this money. Tom?
Well, Jan, it was envelope 0. Envelope O called for 96 trips by our train, and when your contestants stopped making $1 a second, we had completed 58 of them.
Well, you still had a long way to go. You had a long way to go, Bernice. You really picked yourself a great amount of times for that train to go around. Let's find out how much money you won. Ken?
438 seconds was the amount of time.
438 seconds. That's $438. And how many correct answers did she have?
She had 24 correct answers.
Well, we'll give her $1 for each correct answer, and that brings it to a grand total of
$462.
Morgan David Wine is happy to give you $462. Bernice, good luck to you, honey. Wonderful. Right over there. And incidentally, Bernice, pick up our Morgan David recipe book. Oh, you'll just love that. You folks sent for it. Honestly, it's really a terrific book. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, some of us were around the theater. I came down a little early, and there weren't too many of us around, just the producer, the director, some of our wonderful ABC stagehands, and our wonderful camera crew and everything. And we were testing props and whatnot just to try to make sure everything runs smoothly tonight. Well, you know the way guys are. We started talking, and we started wondering how many people watching $1 a second tonight are entertaining company. Now, I'll bet you a great many of you do have friends over right now. And sometime during the evening, you'll be serving them something to eat and drink. Well, naturally, I hope you'll be serving the Morgan David wine, because I think both you and your guests will love it. You see, the nice thing about serving Morgan David wine is that it appeals to almost everyone, even men and women who don't like other beverages, or folks who've never tasted wine. Even they like the Concord grape taste of Morgan David. And remember, too, and this is very important, it's so inexpensive you can afford to serve it as often as you like. So if you haven't got any Morgan David in your refrigerator, ladies and gentlemen, put it on your shopping list for tomorrow so that you'll be sure to have some on hand the next time you have company. Give it a try. Won't you? Please? Thank you. Kenneth, really do give it a try. You'll love it. Ken, who's our next contestant, please?
Right now, Jan, from Houston, Texas, a clothing fitter and his wife, Conrad and Mary Labise. Here they are.
Well, hello. How are you, Mary? Conrad, thank you. Well, I see we got you dressed up kind of cute, Conrad. We'll explain to you later why we dressed you up like this. Of course, you know by now that there's a reason for it. And you know the way we play dollar a second. You get $1 for every second you're up here. Quit us whenever you like. The only way you can lose all the money you've accumulated is by our outside event. And the outside event tonight are those wonderful little trains going around the track. And how many times it's going to go around depends on the number you choose. So, dear, here are the envelopes lettered from A to Z. Mary, you the lucky one in the family. You pick the envelope. Fine. It's envelope G, Tom.
All right, here we have envelope G, and I'll take a look and see how many trips we make. And by the way, we have a new dispatcher to keep track of our trips, and he's Mr. Labise's brother, Frank, right here beside me. So, Jan, as soon as we reach this number, I'll let you know, and that'll be our outside event for tonight.
Okay, got the idea? Mary, Conrad? Sure. All right, now I'm going to put the envelope here. We'll check with it later. I don't know now if it's 1 trip, 100 trips, 20 trips, 30 trips, maybe over in a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, who can tell? But if and when that train makes the amount of trips specified here, that's going to be it, the outside event. Okay? Right. Ready to play $1 a second? Right. Is the Moke and David clock ready, Ken?
Yes, Jan, it's all ready.
All right, to sound the cash register, you start making $1 a second. There it is. You've already made $3. Now, would you bring that out, please? Fine. Fine. Now, kids, I tell you what. Would you go behind this screen? Just both of you. You go on this side, and you on that side. And I'm going to explain this game to you. See, this is a little game called male and female. You stand behind the screen, and I'll explain what's going to happen. See, inside you'll each find a little stool to sit on. You see the little stool back there? Okay. You sit down on it. See, when we stop playing, you both sit down behind your screens, and I'm going to read a list of words. Now, we have another screen here, ladies and gentlemen, on this side, so that they can't see each other once they're seated. They can't see one another, see? Now, I'm going to read a list of words. If the word is masculine, such as king, you, sir, pop your head up. If the word, and you, dear, remain seated where you are. But if the word I read is feminine, such as queen, you, dear, you pop your head up and you remain seated. I only want to see one head at a time or there'll be a penalty. Okay? Got the game? Now start. Seated. Both of you sit down. Don't forget, male, sir, you pop your head up. Female, you. Don't signal each other back there. No cheating. Play it good. Here we go now. Empress. And sit right down. Up and down. We got to move like this. You know, like a yo-yo. All right. Uncle. Matron. Flapper. Flapper. 1, 2, 3. You don't know what a flapper is, do you? Come with me. I'll tell you what a flapper is. Come on out, sir. You made a little... Well, you didn't think this doll was a flapper, did you? Flapper, you should have jumped right up. All right, now you made a little mistake and you know the way our penalties go. If you pick the unlucky number in the penalty, you're out of the game. You can't continue with us, but we'll still give you $1 for every second you're up here. Now, let's see their penalty, please. Oh, boy, look at that. Now, Conrad, the first thing you see over there is that nice pool of water. Atta girl, Pat, dear. Show them the water. You see it? Now, here's what I want you to do, sir. Would you just climb up there first? Would you just climb? You come with me, dear. You climb up there, help them up, Vince, and have them be seated. All right? You all right? You comfortable? Hold on tight now. Hold on tight. Now, you sit down here. You sit right over here, dear, and I'm going to explain the penalty to you. See? Here we have a telephone. And here we have 5 envelopes. And each envelope, there's a different telephone number. I want you to pick one of these envelopes, dial the number that's written on the envelope, see? Now, in 4 of these envelopes, we know that you're going to get an answer. Somebody is home. We know this. You'll get an answer, see? And you, as soon as you hear somebody say hello, you yell, I got somebody, and we'll stop your husband from going into that pool. Because the minute you start dialing, he starts to move, see? Now, one of these envelopes has a telephone number and nobody is home. We know that. There'll be no answer. You won't be able to yell, I've got somebody. In fact, the next voice you hear will be that of your husband yelling, help, lifeguard, you know. All right, got the idea? Pick an envelope. Open it. Open it. Start dialing. Here we go. You get down the right number. you, Uncle Max. All right, come on. That was my uncle. You're safe. Come on, boy. You kids are safe. Come on. How long have they been up here?
254 seconds,
Wait, you
Jan.
got yourself $254. You want to quit? You want to continue? What do you want to do? You're getting $1 a second, but don't forget that train is going around, boy. I don't know how many times it has to go around. Still want to stay on? Let's bring that thing out. We're going to see how you know the feminine and masculine. Come on, dear. Hurry up now. Sit behind here. All right? You all set? Here we go. Don't forget, if the word suggests masculine, you jump up. Feminine, you. Here we go. Squaw. Squaw. Sultan. Vixen. Yeah, huh? Oh, no. Come on here. Come on here. Oh, no. Come here. Vixen is a female fox. We want to get this fat here. Will you remove the chair, please? Would you get up there? All right. Help him up. Help him up. Come on, dear. Down by the phone. Incidentally, the last number she picked, the phone number was Plaza 72425, right? We got an answer at that one. Let's see this. There it is. Now dialing. That a girl? Good. Let's see that number. Circle 61838. All right. How long have they been up here?
358 seconds,
Well, you got
Jan.
yourself $358. What do you want to do now? You want to continue? Getting $1 a second. That train is gone. I hate to keep reminding you, but I feel I must. Still want to continue? Getting $1 a second? Bring it out. Here we go. Hurry up, Mary. Get behind here. Let's see if you know. Here we go. Male, you, female, you. Sit down. This guy jumped up, and I'm just explaining the game. All right. Here we go. All right. Hold it. Duke. Bachelor. Chanteuse. Yeah. This guy is nervous. He keeps jumping up and down. Here, go on. Go on, get up there, pal. Hurry up. Which one do you pick this time? Dial it. Make sure you don't make a mistake now. Go ahead now. Hudson. Two-headed girl. For helping us out. What a big family. Like, come on, hurry up there. Boy, you got somebody. That was it. All right now, Kenneth. How long have they been up here now?
457 seconds, Jan.
Oh, boy, that money is piling up. You're getting $1 a second. You want to quit? You want to continue? What do you want to do, kids? Up to you. The train is going, dear. You still want to play? Bring it out. Here we go. All right, Mary. And don't be so jittery. Oh, boy. Now he doesn't get up. That was the outside event, Conrad. Wait a minute. Let's check with Tom Reddy and see what happened. Tom?
Jan, it was envelope G, and it called for 60 trips, and Mr. Labisi's brother registered 60 trips on our blackboard. That's the outside event.
There it is, 60 trips right here. See it, Conrad? Right. Mary, you picked it yourself. The outside event has come in. Of course, I'm sorry, but you were great sports, and we did have a lot of fun with you. Tell me, how long were they up here?
474 seconds, Jan.
Well, Conrad, Mary, you lost yourself the big money, $474. And how many correct answers did they have?
They had 7 correct answers.
7. I'll tell you what, they were darn nice people, wonderful sports, and good contestants. Instead of $1, let's give them $10 for each correct answer, and we'll make it $70. Okay? Good luck to you. And thank you for being $1 a second. Well, that's the way the game goes. You can win us whenever you like, take the money or lose the money. It's up to you. And now, Ken, who's our next contestant, please?
Well, before we meet our next contestant, Jan, I'd like the folks to take a look at this really mountain of mail in front of me. You know, quite a few people have written to us telling us how much they've enjoyed Mogan David wine since they first heard about it on Dollar a Second. For instance, here's a letter I'd like to read to you right now. This one comes to us from Mrs. Minnie Fitzpatrick in New York City, and she says, I never dreamed that wine could taste so good. Why, you can actually taste the flavor of real Concord grapes in Mogan David wine. Well, thank you very, very much, Mrs. Fitzpatrick. We're awfully glad that you enjoyed Mogan David. And folks, may I suggest that you try Mogan David. Even if you've never tasted wine before, or even if you've never liked ordinary wines, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you taste Mogan David. It really does taste different from any other wine. And I think you'll like it better than any other beverage. So, next time you're shopping, get a decanter of Mogan David wine for your family.
And for added pleasure, send for our Mogan David recipe book, ladies and gentlemen. You'll just love having it, I'm telling you. And now, Kenneth, who's our next contestant?
Well, Jan, we'd like you to meet a patrolman from New York City, Harold Boyd.
Hiya, Harold. Well, hiya. Thank you, Jack. Hello, Harold. Welcome to Dollar a Second. Did Kenneth say you're a patrolman? Police department? All right, Harold, nice having you on our show. And you know the way we play Dollar a Second. You get $1 for every second you're up here. Quit us whenever you like. And the one way you can lose all the money you've accumulated, and we just saw it happen, is by our outside event. Tonight, the outside event, the little trains. So you pick the envelope yourself, which will specify how many times that little train is to go around the track. Harold, I hope you're lucky. It is envelope F.
All right, let me find envelope F. I have it right here, and by the way, we have another new dispatcher, and she's Mr. Boyd's wife, Edith, standing right beside me. She's going to register it on the board as we circle the track, and if and when we reach this number, Jan, I'll let you know for our outside event.
Okay, Harold, it may take a minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. You picked it yourself, and we're going to leave it right here. Harold, you're a patrolman. I can trust you not to peek, right? Okay, we'll check with that a little later. You ready to play $1 a second? Good. At the sound of the cash register, you start making $1 a second. What was that? Is that the show?
That's exactly what it is,
Simultaneously with the cash register, huh? How about that? How long was he up there? About a second and a half?
Well, the clock says 3 seconds, Jan.
Well, all right. Well, Harold, you made yourself $3. If you want, you can keep it. You made yourself $3. You can quit. You can have the $3 with our blessing. However, if you can and you'd like to, come back next week. You'll be our very first contestant, and we'll start you off with the $3. What would you like to do?
I'll come back.
You come back next week. Good luck. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next week, Harold. Good to see you. Harold will be our very first contestant next week. You know, ladies and gentlemen, all our contestants are from our studio audience, so if you'd like to be a contestant on $1 a second, drop us a postcard for tickets to $1 a second, ABC Tickets, 7 West 66th Street, New York City, New York. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jan Murray saying good night, good luck, and from Mogan David Wine, to your good health. Okay.
$1 a second has been presented by Mogan David Wine, produced and bottled by the Mogan David Wine Corporation, Chicago 32, Illinois. Model scout by Junior Sabisky. $1 a second, starring Jan Murray, was directed by Martin Mackler. The director is Bill Levitt. Produced by Dave Brown. Tune in again next week for $1 a second. Conceived by Jean-Paul Blondeau and Jean-Jacques Vital.